Discussed by Congressman Jing Palas.
Before I go to that, meron po muna akong may nagkaligtaan. Yung sinasabi nila, si Vice President gumasto, nilustay yung pera na 125 million galing sa pondo ng confidential funds. Pero magkakaroon kaya nagpaggastos si Vice President kung hindi binigay ni Marcos yung pera galing sa contingent fund? So, isa sa mga tinatakil namin na culpable violation of the Constitution is the violation of Marcos for releasing from his contingent fund 125 million plus 70 million for other expenses, pero yung 125 for confidential fund. Sinasabi ng mga experts, including former Senate President Drilon, that is unconstitutional. You can refer to the interview of Drilon and and sino po sa ABS? No, the other one. Karen Davila. Sinasabi ni Drilon, what Marcos did was unconstitutional kasi naglipat siya ng item, ng pera from the contingent to confidential fund. Wala namang item in the general appropriation. Bawal po alam mag-event according to the Constitution. It's a violation of law to transfer funds when there is no item. You cannot augment unless savings. Ang contingent fund is not savings. Only savings can be used by the President. So, Marcos has violated. Bago nyo sampahan si Sara, si Marcos muna ang sinampahan namin. Kasi siya ang source ng pera na ginastos ni Sara Duterte. Second, graft and corruption. Matindi itong graft and corruption ni Marcos. Ito mismo. It was here in Congress, si Undersecretary Pangiliban was caught saying that it was Marcos who ordered the importation of 440,000 tons of sugar without a sugar order. Sabi niya, let's do it ourselves. Inamin po ito ni Pangiliban. Kung tinanong siya ni Risa, dinidiktik siya ni Risa Ontiveros, ni Pimentel, at ni Tolentino. Nandito po ang conversation nila. Ito po, ang exchanges nila. Sabi ni Pangiliban, ang sabi ni Presidente, let's do it ourselves. Anong ibig sabihin na let's do it ourselves? Sila. Walang sinusunod na regulasyon. Ang regulasyon kasi, bago ka pag-import, you have a sugar order. Ito, there was no bidding. Hindi, ang matindi nito, pumili lang siya ng tatlo sa 30 o 40. Pinili niya yung tatlo, All Asian Counter Trade, si Escaler, kaibigan niya yan, yung Sokdem Philippines na kinwestiyon ni Risa na walang pera, at itong Edison Lee, marketing. Bakit pipiliin mo lang yung tatlo? When there are more qualified, nakipag-meeting pa si Marcos, mayroon tayong picture na nag-meeting si Marcos with these only 3 trailers in Malacanang. So, this is graft and corruption, mga kababayan, giving undue advantage and warranted benefits to these 3 traders over others who are more qualified. Pinili niya without the benefit of the bidding, at the same time, walang sugar order. Tapos, pag dumating na yung karga dito, saka na lang nila nilalakan yung sugar order after the fact. So he has already committed the crime of graft and corruption. and also betrayal of public trust because he has reneged on his duty under his oath of office that he will execute the laws. Thankfully, hindi niya in-execute kasi siya mismo ang gumawa ng violation. Ito naman, to favor his campaign crony, nung binili ni Rason yung share, una-una binenta yung, alam niyo ito malampaya, ang laking pera na tinikita ng gobyerno. Maski 5% lang ang share natin. Kasi 45% is owned by Chevron, 45% is owned by Shell. I should know this because naging chairman ako dyan sa kumpanya niyan, yung PNOCEC. So, mag-i-expire yung service contract 38 ng 2024. Dapat sana, para kumita ang gobyerno, niribid yun. Nahanap ng bagong bidder para mapasok ang pera. Ang ginawa nila, binigay kay Rason yung share. Binigay kay Godena yung Chevron. Pero ngayon, si Rason na lang ang may-ari. Pero ang masama, ang masaklap, walang bidding, wala lahat, in-extend for another 15 years, mga kababayan, yung kontrata, unilaterally by Marcos. Can you imagine? So, that is giving unwarranted benefits to Rason, yung kanyang prime company. So, this is graft and corruption in a real sense. Kasi wala namang sinasabi ng karamihan that could have benefited the people kung ang gobyerno na mismo ang nag-take over. Kasi pag expire ng 2024, mayroon tayong right of first refusal over Balampaya. Pero we squander the power of the government at binigay natin sa crony. And that is also cronyism. Lastly, ito po, narinig naman siguro niyo sa mga media, masyadong hot na hot si Toby Chanko. Sinasabi niya, nag-meeting kami ni Marcos, ni Romantes, ako. I was surprised, bakit nagkasama ko, dapat silang dalawa. Sinabi daw ni Marcos, Martin, sobra-sobra na ba yung maraming bahay sa port? Sobra-sobra na ba yung maraming Ferrari at mga airplanes? Sobra na ba ang kain mo ng kabyar? Ito sabi niya, kayo ni Salve, ito, sobra na kayo, kinukuha niyo lahat ng pondo. Alam mo Martin, wala akong natatanggap dyan. Diyan ko atin. Okay. So, presuming na wala siyang natatanggap, pero hindi tayo naniwala. November 2024 pa niya sinasabi ito. Alam niya na nangurakot si Martin, nangurakot si Sandy. Wala siyang sinasabi. Wala siyang ginawa. Ikaw, Presidente, you have the duty to report to the NBI, to the Department of Justice, iimbestiga at itatanggal niya ito. Bakit nakitay pa siya doon sa zona niya? At sabi, mahiya kayo. Dapat hindi na siya nagsabi mahiya kasi pinadekwat na sana niya si Martin. Pinadekwat na sana niya si Martin at saka si Sandy. So, that is obstruction of justice. He did not report a crime committed when he knew all along that Martin and Sandy were committing a crime. And this is also a betrayal of public trust. He reneged on his duty under the Constitution, yung kanyang oath of office, that he should execute the laws here, behind the law. Tapos, recently, nagpa-interview siya. Tinanong siya, Sir, ano na bang sitwasyon kay Martin Romualdez? No, I didn't see any basis against Martin Romualdez. Nagsisinungaling na naman siya. Wala daw binding sa isip. Alam na nga niya. Pinagalitan na nga niya dahil nagnakaw. Tapos ngayon sasabihin mo, kasinungalingan. So that's betrayal of public trust.
Okay, one of the highlights of the impeachment complaint is also